here with head coach Jamie Broce. Jamie, just your general thoughts here as you guys get ready to pack up and leave for MAC championships. Just your thoughts and what you kind of expect out of your group coming this weekend.
Well, I think everybody's super excited right now. We've been practicing really hard. I think right now they've been also working really hard in the classroom trying to balance everything out. And so they've kind of been hitting the golf course at different times, but all of them have been putting in a lot of effort and a lot of time. And last week we played very well at Purdue. We got some really solid play going forward, which is nice heading into MAC to have that little bit of confidence going. We beat several Big Ten teams, Kent State last week, and I think that was the first time we'd ever beat Kent. So they're still probably the odds-on favorite and a really good team, but I know that if our guys go out and do their job for 72 holes, then we're going to have a nice chance that last 9 holes to compete.
This year it seems like it's really wide open. You talk about 4 or 5 teams that could be there come Sunday, that back 9. Just talk about the balance in the MAC this season.
Well, Kent has always been predominantly pretty good, but they lost 2 All-Americans. They have a lot of freshmen that are playing right now. They're very good freshmen, but they still probably make some freshman mistakes. We have 2 freshmen in the lineup as well. Very good players, but they make some freshman mistakes as well. Our team has been probably the best team if you consider like the 1, 2, 3 guys in the roster compared to other schools. Probably the other schools probably have a little better, 4 or 5 player, and so a little bit more balance in their lineup. So it'll be real interesting to see how all the dynamics play out with 4 or 5, even 6 teams at MAC over the weekend.
When you talk about Toledo this year, or the last 3 or 4 years, it all starts with Chris Selfridge and Otto Black. 2 players that are up for MAC Player of the Year. Just 2 dynamic players. Will definitely be all conference again this year, both of them. Just talk about how important they are and what you expect out of them this weekend.
Well, both of them are born leaders, and they work at a different level than other people, especially mentally. Golf can be such a mental sport, and they have high expectations of themselves and of their teammates. So I think having them over the last 3 years has helped guide me and even guide the team as far as what we're going to do and how hard we can really work to get to some of our goals. So they've been a great influence on our freshmen, and I know our freshmen have enjoyed having Chris, even if it's just for 1 year, to learn from him, to kind of see how he does things. And I think everybody's pretty excited going into MAC. I think we're all in good spirits, and those 2 will be leading the way, no doubt.
And then you add in, you talked about Stephen Watts a little bit. Those 3 top 15 in the MAC and stroke average. Playing a 72-hole tournament, how beneficial is that for you guys, knowing that you can rely on them and try to create some distance between some teams that are going to be very, very close?
Well, there's a positive and a negative. All 3 of those players have really carried the burden and the load, which is awesome. They've proven that they can do that, but it's also is a little bit of a downer too, because we've always had 1 or 2 guys. You need 5 players, and so we still need that 4 or 5 player to play well, even play like a 1 guy, beat the 1 guy on occasion, and so we haven't quite had that yet, but I know we have that capability, and I know everybody's in a real positive state of mind, heading in there. And if each of our guys can play up to their potential, then I think we'll be in a good place to compete on the last day.
And now this will be the 3rd straight tournament where you've used the same group of 5. Does it seem like this group has really come together with Pat Cermak joining the lineup, and then Colin Joseph, in there as well? He's been there, most of the fall and spring.
Absolutely. At this point of the year, you like to kind of have more of a consistent lineup so guys can learn to kind of interact with each other. You really get that sense of team chemistry and that positive mojo, I guess, that momentum in your favor. And the guys have played well. Pat Cermak has been a blessing this spring. He really has been a steady influence on the golf course. He's in all the rounds. He drives it really good. He hits it really straight. He's a good putter and chipper. So he's been a nice addition this spring. And I think for him, he's really enjoyed it his senior year.
And a final question, just talk a little bit about the course. Mayfield, Sand Ridge, what kind of how does it play? You know, what
Yeah.
kind of are your expectations?
Well, Sand Ridge is probably one of my favorite golf courses in the Cleveland area that I've been able to play so far. And it has a lot of risk reward. It has some holes where you can make birdies. It has holes where you can make bogeys and doubles. So there could be a wide disparity in some of the scores during the week. You might see some 65s and you might see 82s or 83s depending on how guys control their ball throughout the round. And I think it'll make for a great MAC championship because, you know, you can shoot it under par, or if you're not playing as well or you're a little cautious, then you'll shoot it over par.
Well, I appreciate your time. Thank you, and best of luck this weekend.
Thanks, Brian.